Jamal Finkley, BlackTree TV. You kind of just covered a lot of stuff that I was going to ask while I was in line, so I got to kind of remix my questions and stuff. But I did want to say that, you know, I grew up on hip hop. I grew up la-di-da-di, just show and all that stuff, and it was a time when music inspired me a lot more than it does today. I find myself just having to dig through the old school, I mean, I know y'all not old school, I know what you said about rock and stuff, but dig through the stuff that I used to listen to just to keep myself motivated. I want to know, like, for the fans that grew up on hip hop and that's like, you know, here and now, I mean, I know there's some Soulja Boy fans, I don't got nothing against the kid, but he got his own demo. But for the people that grew up on the lyrics that you guys used to give, where do we get that every night? Where do we get that so we don't have to turn off the radio and tune out? Where do we get that to stay alive with the music and shit? That's my question.
Yeah, but definitely got people like Mom's got radio shows, you got Sirius Radio, you got different radio shows that definitely dedicate their time to classic hip hop. And I think even with the talent that's coming up, look at somebody like Immortal Technique, Jedi Mind Tricks, you know what I mean? You know, these are dope MCs, you know what I mean, who are like flowers that's unblossoming. So to me, of course, that's when it's already blossomed. But there's still young MCs out there that's writing dope lyrics. They haven't got their full exposure yet, but they coming, yo. So, you know, one thing I said about Wu-Tang, I was like, yo, you know, things like this happen every 10, sometimes every 20 years, but it keeps happening over and over. So right now, I think we are at that cusp where a new bunch of MCs is gonna pop up in the next 2 or 3 years, and like, it may be sitting right behind us right now, like he said. That's gonna come, inspire us, you know what I mean, and satisfy us, yo, and keep the hip hop culture pure, yo.
Hi fellas, Debbie Deb, Hard Knock TV. Absolutely no disrespect to Muggs or Riley or Boots Riley or Merce, but I noticed with such an incredible theme as to do entire albums and your shows only taking place on the West Coast and on the East Coast, were albums like Dog Food, Death Certificate, or Quick as the Name something that just didn't fit the vision, or is it a possibility for a surprise for your West Coast shows?
Anything is possible. I'll tell you, without, again, just naming names, we just tried to put together the best situation possible based upon reality. Because we can sit here all day on a computer, in our living rooms, in our bedrooms, you know, talking shop, and I can sit here and list 10 acts or artists and people that I would love to see or you would love to see. But the reality is, putting together an album in its entirety is not easy, or it's not something that makes every artist excited to do. It's a major challenge. So the fact that these particular artists, I mean, they didn't like, I didn't have to twist their arms. It was like there's certain people in life that see a road that's nice and comfortable and they cruise down it. There's certain artists like that, and then there's artists that see the impossible, like Mount Everest, the challenge. And most of the artists on Rock the Bells see that challenge and they go for it. So what you see right now is really the epitome of people taking on the challenge with enthusiasm and passion beyond the normal person. So I think there could be other acts that will do this theme, and we have spoken to a few of those acts. I'm not saying that they're going to be announced this year. Maybe they'll be announced next year, or maybe, just so you guys pay attention, maybe there'll be a tour that goes along with Rock the Bells this summer, and some clubs and some theaters, because 4 shows does not make a genre, guys. Do you guys know how many rock shows and punk shows and jazz shows go on out there? I can count, unfortunately, on my hands how many good quality hip-hop shows there are. So, again, support quality hip-hop. If it's not Rock the Bells, go to your local underground venue that maybe I haven't heard of, and go support an MC that is putting out something from his heart, and find some people that you love and support, and maybe one day they'll be on Rock the Bells and we'll be doing their album in its entirety.